Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. Um, we want to believe that we are all in the afternoon wherever we are. However, let me just use this moment to say good afternoon, good morning, and even good night to everyone, depending on wherever we are connecting from this afternoon. We appreciate the time that you have set out to join this event. This is to mention that we are going to be starting in the next couple of minutes just to give room for more participants to join. Once we have more participants on the call in by 1:07, that's 5 minutes from now. 1:08, I mean, 5 minutes from now, we'll start the event proper. Thank you, and sit back while we come together and have a good session. Thank you so much. Okay, good afternoon again, everyone, and thank you so much for taking time out to join us this afternoon. I just want to double check if everybody can hear me clearly. If you can hear me clearly wherever you are, just react or just drop a thumbs up on the chat. I would appreciate if I can get a few responses with a thumbs up on the chat. Okay. I can see feedbacks from a number of people here. Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate that. Okay, without wasting too much of our time, we are diving straight into the reason for this session. So the reason we are here this afternoon is for us to take us through something that is very key to business operations in our business environment. Nowadays, a number of things are affecting our operations, and for a lot of us, we are out here looking out for options, looking out for solutions, looking out to how best to meet these mitigate these challenges, and how best to meet these issues that we have in our environment. The topic, as already shared with us, is how managed services can boost your business continuity and disaster recovery. This session this afternoon, we have experts who are going to be taking us through how these managed services can be done in a way that it would help you continue to have a smooth operation and have things running very fine in your various environments. So without taking too much of our time, and because we've had some of our time stolen while we are waiting for other participants, I will use this opportunity or use this time to invite our first speaker, who is going to take us through a brief introduction of Manifold, and giving us a background into some of the things that we want to have or I want to discuss this afternoon. So I use this moment to call on Oluwatobiloba Akinbobola, who is going to handle the introduction of Manifold and give us a brief background into the discussion this afternoon. Thank you very much. Oluwatobi, please, you have the floor.
All right, thank you very much, Aziz. Thank you everyone for joining me today. I'll just be sharing my screen. Just a minute. Let me know. Let me share my screen. All right. So it's good having everyone to be on the call. As we all know, thanks for joining into this insightful section. And the section basically is how money sources can boost your business continuity and disaster recovery. As you all know, Manifold has basically been into the industry for over 35 years, and if you are not aware, we are doing that. I'll just go straight to tell you more about Manifold in the next 5 minutes. Our vision, our mission, what who is Manifold? If you are just coming to know Manifold for the first time, or you like to know more about Manifold. So our vision, right, it's more about being a system IT system integrator company, basically in Africa, and become the first chosen customer employee at the same time. So our vision, our mission, right, is just to ensure that you have what we call simple, scalable, and smart solution as well. So I'll not really bore you with much of this thing. I'll just go straight to our services. And when it comes to mindful core capability, our capability ranges from connectivity and communication. And because we started this journey with commercial business, which we definitely transition from commercial business into what we call the enterprise business. So enterprise business, we have our offerings, which is our core capability communication and connectivity, where we talk about the core networking, talk about SD-WAN, talk about wireless, talk about network monitoring, unified communication, as well as call center solution as well. So I'll also talk about other offerings which we have on the modern data infrastructure. So modern data infrastructure includes the um, hyper-converged, also converged infrastructure. We have virtualization, we have compute, we have the storage, we have the server, and most importantly, right, we have middleware and also business continuity solution, which that's the reason why we are here today. And to crown all these things up, we need to ensure that this is well secure. That's why we have the M secure security. So the security is around the network security, application security. These are the services we render. You can see on my screen. And why we are here today is about managed services. So we have solution services around managed services. At the end of this webinar, I will speak more around our managed services. So our value proposition. What's our value proposition? We deliver the best. We ensure that we follow the best practice and also deliver quite expectation. So be rest assured that whatever thing you are getting for us is the expected results. And we are not just into just Nigerian business, Africa has space in this. So that's why we ensure that we deliver world-class operational delivery. And also we are in partner with all OEMs when it comes to OEMs. Now I'll speak to about the OEMs that we're in partner with down from your HPE down to Aruba, down to Cisco, down to Huawei, down to depending across all architecture, network, security, infrastructure. They have key partnership with all these OEM. And I'll just say some of our clients, and I am sure that majority of the clients are on the call. We partner with Shell, Total, NNLD, First TMP, FNN, and other partners that I will not be able to mention on this call. So due to our time, right, I would just like to hand over back to Aziz rather, so we can continue. At the end of this section, I'll definitely come back again and talk about money services. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much, Toby. And don't worry, I will not find you for calling me Hafiz. So okay, without overflogging it, we've heard a bit about who Manifold is and what we stand to offer and what you stand to gain being our partner. And that's just a bit about Manifold. The meat of today's discussion, the reason we are here today is to talk about business continuity and how some of the IT challenges we have can affect that business continuity and how we can align ourselves properly for that session. So before we go into that session, we have our speaker ready to take us down through this whole journey and give us more insight as to how this can be done, how we can achieve this business continuity. However, before we deep dive into that, we want to do just to ensure that we are all on the same page and to also be able to give you this from a point of from the point where you are coming from. We want to have a very small 5-10 minute poll session to look at what are the current challenges that you have, what are the things that is affecting IT business continuity in your environment. So we'll be launching a poll that will be coming out in the next 1-2 minutes, and would appreciate if we can get quick responses from everybody so we can also be on the same page and be moving at the same pace. So in the next 1 minute, you should be able to see the poll on your screens. Launching it right away. Okay, yes. So if you can see the polls, please kindly help us, provide responses to this post. We can just note some of these things down and we can use them in the discussions moving further. Okay, I'm beginning to see responses. I'm beginning to see feedbacks. Thank you so much for that. I think, yeah. Mm. Okay, we are still getting more responses. Please keep the responses coming, keep them flowing in. Before we move into the presentation, I'm just going to, I can see two of the options are taking the lead right now. So I'm just going to share that with us before we go into the presentation. Then we can now talk more about how these issues or challenges can be better resolved in our environments and how managed services can help us achieve those resolutions. Okay. I have 18 responses so far, and on this call, I have over 30 participants on this call. So please, I would appreciate more responses. Um, we can still do more. So in the next 1 minute, would close the poll and we can just pick it up from there. So if there's anybody who is yet to respond to the poll, I think this is your time to do that. Okay, yes, and that is it. Yes, so okay, thank you so much for everyone that responded to that poll. Let me just give us a quick feedback from what we have taken now. We have 5 different options here that are possible reasons for or possible challenges that affect business continuity. We have high downtime and slow recovery. We have lack of expertise and resources. We have budget constraints, compliance and security concerns, jackpot syndrome. Now, from these 5 options, the one that has that everybody agree, and I cannot dispute what I am saying here, is the fact that you know, budget constraints, finance, fund is a major challenge in our business environment. So if we are seeing budget constraints as one of the major issues or one of the biggest challenge here, it is quite understandable. And, it is so good that, managed services that we are talking about this afternoon happens to be one of that, solutions that you can use that helps you mitigate against budget constraints and helps you achieve, that expected resolve IT solutions within very good, and feasible cost implication. So without taking too much of our time, thank you so much to everybody that responded. Let me just, leave the floor for our major speaker of today to take us through, business continuity and how managed services can help you achieve your business continuity and disaster recovery. So leaving the floor now for Akitoye Delano to take us through this session. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you
Hi,
very much,
Akitoye.
Aziz. Can you hear me? Thank you very much, Aziz. Thank you for the wonderful introduction. As you said, my name is Akitoye Delano. I am the practice lead at MES for cloud and productivity. And I'm here to talk to you today about something every business faces, ensuring continuity in an unpredictable world. Disruptions, whether from cyber threats, operational failures, budget constraints, or cyber or supply chain issues, are a reality for every organization. The challenge isn't just recovering from an incident, it's about making sure Impact is minimal, operations remain stable, and recovery happens quickly. Today, we're going to explore how traditional business continuity strategies are evolving and why outsourcing is becoming a practical, cost-effective approach to resilience. Business continuity is no longer just an IT concern. It is a critical part of business strategy. Every organization, no matter the industry, faces risks that can disrupt operations. Downtime costs money. It impacts productivity, customer trust, and even your regulatory standing. And while many organizations have business continuity strategies in place, the question isn't whether a plan exists, it is whether it is agile, tested, effective in today's environment. The risk of business, the risk businesses face today look very different from just a few years ago. And we can take a closer look why at this. In the past, disaster recovery was mainly about IT failures, server crashes, network outages, and local system backups. But today, risks go far beyond hardware failures. Their cyber threats have evolved. There are ransomware attacks now that target your backup and recovery systems, and regulatory expectations have shifted from compliance isn't just about passing the audit, it's about demonstrating real resilience. And as businesses become more interconnected, dependencies on cloud services, third-party vendors, and global supply chains create new vulnerabilities. Another growing challenge that we all face is a loss of human capital. Many organizations are seeing increased difficulties in retaining skilled professionals due to economic conditions as talent migrate abroad. This not only affects IT functions, but also overall business resilience, as continuity planning depends on having experienced people in place to execute and manage your recovery strategy effectively. With this in mind, organizations need more than a recovery plan. They need a resilience strategy that works. Business continuity has significantly changed over time. The backup era was about storing copies of data. It simply worked. It worked in simple environments, but the recovery was slow and manual. The disaster recovery era improved response times, but was also still IT driven and not business focused. Now we are entering the resilience era. This means ensuring business operations continue no matter what happens. It's about proactive planning, real-time monitoring, and automated recovery. Modern organizations don't just want to recover quickly, they need to minimize disruption in the first place. That is why agility is key. And this is where many organizations find challenges. At this point, well, we've already had the poll on what your most challenges are, so I'm just going to move forward. So, building and maintaining business continuity in-house has always been complex. Most organizations we've seen invest in infrastructure, software, training, yet they still struggle with gaps in recovery time, compliance, and agility. A few reasons why include infrastructure and licensing costs keep rising. Hopefully, the dollar will come down one day. IT teams are already stretched thin, making ongoing tests difficult. Recovery plans often don't get updated as the business evolves. Managed services take the burden off internal teams by providing a structured, scalable approach to resilience, which Toby will go more into at the end of this presentation. Instead of a high upfront investment, businesses can shift to a predictable, cost-effective model that ensures expert support, continuous testing and validation, and guaranteed SLAs. So instead of spending time managing infrastructures, organizations can focus on business priority, knowing that resilience is handled. But even with the right tools and strategies, many organizations still face common challenges. No organization is immune to disruption, and every business does its best to plan for resilience. However, many companies face challenges that impact the effectiveness of their recovery plans. One common issue in business continuity that we've often seen is that it is often seen as just an IT function rather than a core business priority. So when your leadership isn't fully engaged, continuity plans remains reactive rather than strategic, leaving organizations vulnerable to unexpected disruptions. Another challenge is the complexity around hybrid environments. As business operates across multiple cloud platforms and integrates SaaS applications, recovery plans must account for interdependencies between these systems. Without clear mapping of these dependencies, recovery efforts can be delayed or ineffective. Recovery plans that are outdated or untested are another major issue. Research from Gartner shows 40% of organizations admit that their DR plans are either unverified or have not been tested in real world conditions. In a disruption scenario, untested recovery procedures often lead to longer downtime and increased financial losses. Finally, often business focus on compliance rather than real resilience. Meeting regulatory requirement does not necessarily mean a business can recover quickly and effectively. Compliance audit checks for existing plans do not guarantee their effectiveness during actual crises. Organizations must go beyond compliance and ensure that their business continuity strategies are continuously tested and optimized. So, how do businesses stay ahead of these challenges? Outsourcing business continuity to a managed service provider gives businesses the flexibility and security that they need without operational burden. It removes the need for heavy capex investment in infrastructure while ensuring expert-driven testing and recovery. With managed business continuity, organizations, and businesses benefit from a predictable operational cost, faster recovery times with SLA-backed failover and automation, and compliance-ready solutions with inbuilt continuous monitoring and testing. Instead of hoping a DR plan works, businesses gain assurance that it will. Shortly, Toby will take you through Manifold's business continuity framework and how Manifold is poised to help your business to build resilience. So at this point in time, I would like to hand over to Toby or back to Aziz.
Okay, thank you so much, Akintoye, for taking us through the background around business recovery. You've been able to hit the nail on the head where you've talked about the different era of IT business and IT operations, talking about the backup era where it was more of people just backing up manually. Then we moved to the DR era where people had disaster recovery. But now we are at the, like you mentioned, we are at the resilience era where it is driven by proactive monitoring. And that is what we are actually here to discuss this afternoon. The idea of planning ahead, the idea of thinking from a business continuity perspective, thinking from a perspective where you do not want to even take the cost or take the you do not want to even take the concern or the risk of having business disruptions at all. So we are going to be delving more into how this managed service option actually makes it easy to achieve this proactive monitoring to avoid any form of business disruption. So Toby will just take us through what managed services is in Manifold and how we are available to help you achieve these proactive actions against business disruptions. So Toby, you have the floor.
All right, thank you very much, Alice. Thank you everyone for joining once again. And I'll just like start by saying, um, okay, thank you for guiding us through the era of business continuity. So without wasting much of our time, I'll go straight by telling you a framework for managed services and how this can help your business continuity. So what we call managed services in manifold, right, is what we also call hypercare support. So basically, you understand in this new era, our CTOs, business leaders really focus on the business rather than focusing more on technology aspect. So taking that burden away from the business leader, we are definitely ensuring that we can look into the IT infrastructure and also drive the growth of your IT infrastructure and ensuring that this is seamlessly done through the competitive edge. The idea in this scenario is around the approach that we are combining user support with on-site and also off-site infrastructure maintenance, and also what we call IT efforts, down from network monitoring, down to network maintenance, down to caller support, and down to whatever services that best suit your needs. So in Manifold, right, we have different kinds of offerings, which I've mentioned before, and all these offerings are under our managed services, ranging from our communication and connectivity, basically your core networking, your access layer, your switches, and down to your communication, that's your unified communication collaboration tool and cost center. All these services, right, we provide managed services on them. And also for the data center, which is the modern data center, we have our expertise ready in order to ensure that your data are up to date. You have them backed up in real time, all the necessary solution, not the necessary tools are in place. And when it comes down to security, we also manage down to security. And for all this, talking about this, right, we have what we call the professional services. So if you are deploying a new solution, you want us to come down there to scope. And when I mean to scope, what we do, right, is we design, before we design, we consult, when we consult, we'll plan, we design, then we deploy this. And we don't just leave it hanging at the point of deployment. We go as far as supporting you on this particular infrastructure that we just built. And that's the reason why we are introducing managed services, which is a manifold hypercare support. And this is our framework. We have two different products. We have the IT user support in a couple of slides. I'll mention what are the services, what are the applications, what are the things that they will be supporting. And for the infrastructure support, I've mentioned that this ranges around your network, your infrastructure, your servers, virtualization, this is between that, and also down to automations as well. So our delivery channel, we have two delivery channels, which two of them we have the on-site support and we also have the remote support and hybrid. So meaning, and we have how depending on how it's been arranged, has been designed, we can have 3 days off, and within the 2 days on, remaining 2 3 days, our engineers are renting support to you in real time. So our hypercare support, right? We operate the IT service model training model. So this is around creation and delivering and also improving on our services. So it's not only about what we are giving you. We try as much as possible. We look at the current system. We design it to tailor to meet your needs. We look at what are the services we are rendering and ensuring that those services really meet your needs. Are we getting better results than what is meant to be? So this is what we do. We follow the IT service chain from demand down to engage down to plan And we also look at the product and services. Our major goal, right, is to add value. And while we are adding value, basically we improve what we've done, and while we are improving on it, definitely with that, you can focus more on your business goal and leave that of the technical part to us for us to handle. And rest assured that you are definitely going to get the best result out of this. When it comes to our deliverables which are mentioned IT help desk support. So it is 24/7. Anytime, any day, there is definitely going to be someone responding to your ticket. And at the same time, we provide what we call efficiency. Our efficiency is key, is top notch by providing resource personnel and responding to your needs, be it on site, be it remote. So the goal in this case, right, is to ensure that your issue is being resolved. And most importantly, right, I mentioned it could be in a scenario where you have the call out support, which is not planned for, it's unscheduled. Rest assured within 24 to 48 hours, we will definitely be there, respond to your needs and resolve it. And doing all these things, we ensure we follow the governance. We don't just do things on, we follow the right standard, industry standard, down which I also mentioned around the IT model which we follow, and we are key in industry standard. So I'll go straight by the next slide around the offerings for IT support, which I've mentioned. Our IT support is the when we render a support engineer down to office. This definitely can be adjusted. This definitely can be tweaked. And in terms of what we do is we deploy, we configure, we upgrade your machines down from patch down to software down to firmware. We train staffs when it comes to installation, maintenance, and what I mentioned is improvement. We technology and are evolving. We don't just stick to what we know yesterday. Things are getting into the training and the improvement. Rest assured that our resource personnel are definitely with this framework. You rest that you get the best productivity from your end user. So you don't need to bother about they are they are less than productive due to XYZ reason. But that burden, that risk is now enough. We can get the necessary to make them productive by getting the right person on deck. So, and for our offering when it comes to network support, for the network support, we have different kinds of offerings down to configuration management, to troubleshooting, to installation of new devices, disaster recovery, as I think we have mentioned, network infrastructure operation, backup and restoration. All this, right, is in our services and our offering. But most importantly, most cases, this can definitely be tailored to your needs because your needs may be different from at the end of this, right? We'll be having an assessment and we're putting out an assessment form so we can basically understand what is the need, what are the challenges. So with that, we can tailor all these offerings towards the need and the rest assured that it will definitely meet the needs. And I've mentioned around our scope is the under the application support, preventive maintenance, IT infrastructure, and also ITFX, ranging from the L1 engineer, L2 engineer, L2 engineer. I'll just move straight to our SLA. So we have an SLA that goes into, and definitely this SLA can be readjusted based on your needs. As we said, right, this we are definitely improving, but this is our standard SLA, and the SLA is on my left-hand side, we are seeing our response category down from the emergency, down to the major, down to normal, and also service provision as well. This can be agreed upon based on schedule. And on my right-hand side, what you are seeing there, you are seeing the mode at the time we work. On our own side, we have the 8 to 5, but that does not stop the 24/7 manifold evidence service. That runs 24/7. And also change management window. This can be agreed upon. Mostly it's being done on Friday by 10 to Sunday by 10. So this period is when we have this change management window. So our service channel operation, right? This is the way our service deck operates. So we have the user, which is raising the ticket. It could be phone, it could be oral, it could be depending on whatever conversation, down to the airbag. The airbag definitely assigned to the expert on that particular request. The network, it could be infrastructure incident, it could be support as the case may be, down to an IT engineer. IT engineer try as much as possible to resolve the issue, unable to resolve, escalate down to L2, down to L3, down to service desk, and down to the backup staff. So that's how it works. And also, we also have our incident escalation, right? Our incident escalation is just pretty much that we have the SME. Once it's been checked by the L1, L2, L3, our SME checks the solution, matter expert checks it. If it's not receivable, we'll go straight to the solution architect down to the OEM. As I said, we rest assured that we are in partnership with all several OEMs, down from infrastructure, down to network, down to security. The blue and the red, they are in both space. So, and documentation is key, right? We deliver service delivery report down all the report that is necessary. So you can check in what we are doing and at the same time tell you what the environment is. Your environment is based on since the time we started and where we have to be. In terms of ticket has been raised and in terms of security assessment report, incident report, health check, maintenance, and level report as well. So we have our escalation metrics. I've already mentioned this, why we really need to choose us. I've mentioned that we have 25 years of experience. I've mentioned we follow the standard. We are 9001 ISO certified, and also I've mentioned our portfolio earlier and our strength. I've mentioned this, right? Our strength ranges from the build. We don't just plan, we plan, we build the support. We manage it as well. We improve on what we are doing. And if there are other ways that can be done, we build on it. So I've mentioned about security. These are the solutions that we render at large at Manifold. For the infrastructure solutions, these are all the solutions which I've mentioned earlier, down from hyperconverge to software defined as network, virtualization, storage, and all these cloud as a service, software as a service, infrastructure as a service. I've mentioned this that we are key, right, in partner. We have strategic partner and we also have good partnership. As you can see here, from your infrastructure, network, infrastructure, your clouds and likes, we are in partner with all these unions. So the rest assured, all these tickets can be escalated to the level where it needs to get to. So our clients, which I've mentioned, we have several clients from the BFSI, the oil and gas, FMCGs, and also public sector as well, and telcos. So thank you, and I would like to hand the board to Aziz.
Okay, thank you
Thank you
so
so much,
much, Toby,
Toby.
for that detailed and detailed, rundown of our services, rundown of our services, and the partnership we have. I can see that, yes, I can see that we have hands raised, and thank you, Mr. Adin, for raising your hands. We're actually moving into the Q&A section as we speak now. So we are opening the floor now for whoever wants to speak or wants to share, their own experience. And, we, to make this session more interactive, we would love to hear from you, from anybody who is willing to share one or two experiences with us, how IT disruptions has affected your business environment, has affected your business continuity. Then we can go into that engagement of what we can offer, what can be done to avoid this situation in future incidences. And like Toby had earlier mentioned, we are still going to do a proper follow-up with everybody that's participated on this call today. We'll be having some assessments done in your environments to see how we can partner with you to ensure that you are proactively preparing for business disruptions and ensuring that you have business continuity at the top of your actions and your operations. So we are opening the floor now for Q&A. You can just, drop your questions on the chats, drop your questions, or if you want to speak, kindly note so that we kindly raise your hand so we can give you the floor to speak. Thank you so much. We'll be using the next 5-10 minutes to do the question and answer session. Then we have one more poll that would run before we move into closing the event. So the floor is open now for question and answer, clarifications. If you have experiences you want to share with us, you have the floor. So if you have questions, just
Mr.
raise your
Hardin, you
hand.
have your hand up. We've allowed your microphone if you'd like to speak.
Yeah, thank you. Next time, yes. I'm yet to see anybody raise hand for questions. If you want to speak, kindly raise your hand and would open the mic for you to share your thoughts with us. While we also wait for this feedback, we have a second poll that we want to bring to the fore, right? Okay, we have an hand raised. So let me just. So you are okay. Let me. So you are unmuted now. So you should be able to unmute from your end, Mr. Adin, to speak to us. Okay, all right. You can leave the question there, then we can respond to it. So I think we have another hand here, Madam Uju. So please go ahead if with your question.
All right, thank you for yielding the floor. First, I want to thank the organizers for this enlightening session. And I find it quite insightful when I heard from the poll. The poll result shows that budget is the reason why companies aren't even considering managed services. And as a CFO, it's quite interesting for me. So are you able to give, and you said this is exactly why managed services is there to solve the problem of budgets. So I hear this is budget friendly. So are you able to give us an idea of what sort of pricing we should expect so that we can know how to go back to our stakeholders and begin to engage on whether to actually take on the service as one of the ways to manage our IT spend? Thank you.
All right, thank you so much for that question, Madam Uju. To our speakers, would you love to take this question on more, or okay, yeah, go ahead,
I will
Akito,
answer
before we
that
take the
question.
next questions. Yeah.
Thank you very much for that question. In terms on pricing, I would say that it depends on what you are trying to accomplish or what level of business resiliency you are trying to build. I can't give you any tentative pricing, as the pricing will be based on your current business activities, which is why Mr. Toby specifically said that we would need to do an assessment to get a scope of ongoing activities. So the way that it would typically work would be you as a business identifying what is important to you and us coming back to you with potential strategies that can meet your business resilience needs.
Second. So I believe that answers your question, Madam Uju. So just to also share
Yes, it
that
does, but I have a question, please.
a
So thank you.
follow-up
That
question,
does,
guys.
yes. But how do I get started with the assessments?
To get started with the assessment, you would need to reach out to us and we'll set up a separate meeting and walk you through our assessment process. The ideal results that we look to gain out of the assessment process is to be able to prioritize what systems give the most value to your business and then build out what resilience strategy meets that business needs. So it would, the point of the scope is to make sure that the costs that you are presented with are not abstract and you are able to tie them down specifically to the business or capital generation portions of your business as to why you need to build the resilience in place for those things.
All right. Thank you so much, Akintoye, for that detailed feedback. And yes, I can see the thumbs up from Adam Uju. So let's move on to the next question. I see we have Sani Aminu who has also raised. And Sani Aminu, please, you can unmute yourself to ask your question.
Hello, good afternoon. Toby and Co. Thank you for the opportunity. Well, it's not really a question, but is there a way that we can get the slides presented so that we'll have time to dive into it again? So that whenever we have questions, we can just reach out to you guys.
Yes, absolutely. They'll be shared after the webinar.
Oh, thank you so much. That's all.
All right, thank you so much. Muhyiddin Lawal, I see you also raised your hand. Please, you can unmute yourself and ask your question. Hi, okay, yeah.
Good afternoon, the facilitators and everybody here. My questions goes thus. I want to ask, is it only the support that you do, or you do involve in the training of anybody that wish to learn from you as well?
Okay, all right. Thank you very much for that question. So, to be clear around the question, right, is around training. So in Manifold, we have what we call Manifold Academy. So it's not, we do more and also we do training as well. So I will need to understand the kind of training you are looking out to. That will definitely be sent to the academic department and will definitely get from there.
And the training, is it going to be on a remote or physical training? Because I'm not living around Lagos.
So the training, right, it's definitely hybrid, depending on how the student wants to. So we design different kinds of training. We have the on-prem, we have the remote, we have hybrid. Depends.
I would like to be referred back to on that.
So that's one. So the academic department will definitely reach out to you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, all right, thank you so much. This is to just say that this session, even though it's a very short session, right? We did not want to take too much of everybody's time. However, what we also intend to achieve from this session is to build, this, connection with you that we can now further engage you on how to help you achieve this target. So for situations or for questions or things that we need further engagement, we'll definitely be reaching out to you right after this meeting. I see we still have Mr. Adins and Mr. Adin, you wanted to share your question via the chats, and I don't think we have it there yet. If you would love to speak, you can unmute yourself to just quickly ask your question. Okay, we are still not getting that feedback or response from Mr. Adin. So yeah, we mentioned earlier that we are having a second poll. We have discussed, at length around the things that we need to do to achieve, proactive business resilience, the things that, so we just want to hear from you, just, further on at the moment currently, what do you operate in your environment? What is that business, recovery model, that business disaster recovery model that you are currently running in your environment, to see, for us to also know how best to, procure, how best to prepare our services for you. So I would be sharing the second poll now. I see a lot of hands up, and it's quite confusing. Please, if you've answered your question, I would appreciate if you can just help us put down the answer, so I'm not confused about who wants to say ask questions. So I'm sharing the launch right now. So this is also going to be another very quick poll, 5 minutes, just to get feedback from you all on what you are currently running in your environment in terms of your business and continuity and disaster recovery models. So you should be seeing the poll right about now. Okay, so I think the poll is up now. I think we should all be able to see it, and we can just provide our responses. Okay, so I see we have responses coming in, and we have about 70 responses so far. So we are leaving it open for another 3 minutes to get more responses before we close the poll. Just to also speak to what we are seeing from here, I can see that we have a number of people has mentioned in-house IT team. A number of people has also mentioned outsource managed services. The one that is striking for me, please, you can keep voting, but the one that is striking for me is the no formal strategy in place. I see people saying we do not have formal strategy in place, and this really calls for attention. If as an organization there is no formal strategy in place for business continuity, then it calls for attention, and we would love to engage whoever this response is coming from love to engage you further to see, how we can be that partner for you to put things in place for you. Because just like it has been established on this call, business continuity, business resilience cannot be overemphasized. We cannot joke or treat it with levity. We need to be very, very proactive to ensure that things are moving fine and not affecting the business and affecting that goal that each of our businesses wants to achieve. Okay, 2 minutes to go to round up the polls. We are yet to respond. Kindly do so before we move into the next discussion. We are one minute to go. Yeah, we see more responses coming in. Okay, so yeah, I think we are good. We are good. All right. Thank you so much, everyone, for your responses. Thank you for your participation. So we are coming to the end of this session. We have taken your feedback. We have taken this you know, polls, and we would definitely be engaging you. Oh, Mr. Aden's question just dropped in now. And he says, how does Manifold Computers Limited support businesses in optimizing their IT infrastructure for scalability and security? Maybe do you want to quickly take this or?
Actually, I'll take this. In terms of the support that specifically for betting companies. So in terms of the support that Manifold Computers can provide in terms of scaling your IT security, your IT infrastructure for scalability and security is Manifold is partnered with every tier one OEM. So we are able to guide you down a consultative path of selecting the best solutions that are fit for purpose for your business purposes, and also help you in terms of putting together knowledge frameworks and also upskilling staff in terms of being able to actually harness the best out of whatever proposed investment in terms of scalability or security that you might be making. What I would say is that we take a business first approach, which will be defining the business case for any of the solutions that we will be proposing or implementing for you so that we can track the success of the solution that we are deploying and also the value that it is impacting in your environment.
Mr. Adin, if that's you know, yeah, we just like he had mentioned, we also would do a business case approach, so we can also see engage you further to see how we can align with you and what your business really needs to come up with a valuable solution for you. If you heard us clearly and you are good, you can just give us a thumbs up so we know that it's done. Now, rounding up for today because we are over time. I'm just going to drop an assessment form on this call right now for everybody's attention. Just like it was mentioned earlier that we have an assessment to see how we can, tailor some of these solutions, some of these offerings to your business needs is why we have this assessment. Kindly help us take time to go through the assessments, respond to the assessments. The assessment basically talks about some of the things that are happening in your environment and how you would want assistance in that regard. Okay, Mr. Adin says our support virtual or on-site. We offer both actually. We offer both virtual and on-site support. Like we mentioned, this is going to be determined by our discussions with you and how you want the support to be. So we offer both support, both virtual, both on-site. We offer call out and a number of support models like that. So all of that can be discussed further with you. So
We
yes,
should say across Nigeria, not just
yes,
Lagos.
across Nigeria. Thank you very much for adding that. Across Nigeria, if you want us to come, all the way to, we are available to come wherever you want us to come. Yes, we have taken too much of our time and we want to bring this session to a close at this point. Just to re-emphasize that we have a form right here on the chat box. You can pick up the form, fill it out, and we'll definitely reach out to you once we see your responses from our end. I want to mention again that we are ready to support you. We are ready to assist you and take you, be that partner for you. We are ready to bring the OEMs for you as well if you need that level of support. We have all of that in our business models and our service offerings. So that this has been quite an engaging session. We appreciate the turn up. We appreciate the feedback, the engagement from different persons that were able to join the call. We thank you for your time, and this is to say thank you, and we would definitely be reaching back to you moving forward or subsequently. Thank you and enjoy the rest of your day. And if there's anyone who wants to give us feedback about this afternoon session, we also would appreciate that feedback very much. All right, thank you very much and enjoy the rest of your day. We will be ending the event now. Thank you and goodbye, everyone.